Ebro in the morning on Hot 97.
So Sports Illustrated put out a breakdown and an article of all of the places that Colin Kaepernick has donated his money.
Okay.
And they run through the whole thing. You know, and this is obviously on the heels of that correspondent on Fox News saying that Colin Kaepernick donates to terrorist organizations.
Oh, yeah.
And I posted it on my Instagram at Old Man Ebro. And I'm just watching the people go back and forth in comments about, like, anti-police brutality organization. What is that? Youth initiatives. Have we vetted those youth initiatives? Health reform and nourishment. What? Climate change awareness. Community reform and minority empowerment. These are all the different things. And they give the amount of money. He's donated $900,000. I think at some point before the end of the year, he's donating another $100,000 to some organizations. And you can go to Know Your Rights Camp, I think it's .org, and get all the information.
Right.
But it blows my mind, like literally blows my mind, that you see someone doing positive work, uplifting people, and clearly trying to make positive change. And it's still met with this this level of negativity. Like, it blows my mind.
I'm surprised it blows your mind.
Why?
Because the people it's being met by negativity with, I got confused on prepositions. The people who are negative about it don't believe that the charity work he's doing is positive. They're against that charity work.
And even when you break it down to the smallest, you know, like
how could you be against it? Like, in what way?
An amazing charity that was focused on yesterday is how one of the guys who received suits at 100 suits for 100 men.
Yep.
An amazing charity where they gave suits to people in need, because obviously
when you come home from prison, you need a suit to try to get a job.
And I don't even think everyone there is even coming home from prison, wasn't it? It's just there are people who are in need, I think, who
maybe, but I know that's how it started.
But yeah, but there are people who come home from prison, want to get their life right, don't have a suit, or just broke and don't have a suit, whatever. And as you can see by how dapper and dashing I look today, wearing a suit changes what you connote. It's important. And the people who believe that black people don't have any problems, or poor people don't have any problems, or don't care about people coming home from prison because they were getting what they deserve, they don't think about, they think, pull yourself up from your bootstraps. You don't need someone to give you a suit. Walk into that meeting and get the job. They don't believe in help. They don't think that's needed. Ebro, my friend gave me a great realization the other day. I think you'll like this. There are people all over the world, a lot of Donald Trump supporters, but other people too, whose entire philosophy, politically, socially, is basically based on the concept of stop being a wuss. That governs everything. So all these things that Kaepernick cares about, that all feeds into stop being a wuss. Hey, I don't like police brutality. Stop being a wuss. I want to help people when they get home from prison get a suit so they can get a job. Stop being a wuss. I want to uplift black people because there's a lot of discrimination and we need to get kids in college. Stop being a wuss. That's how they believe. If your political and social beliefs start with stop being a wuss, you're a bad person.
And
you're a bully and a bad
them,
person.
Because it doesn't affect them and they can't connect with it.
And so that's why, Ebro, that's the answer as to why they still think Kaepernick's bad. Because when you explain to them, well, he did this, they hear that and it doesn't even make them feel good.
No.
You know, although my co-host Michael Kay on ESPN, Kay's not a huge Kaepernick guy, right? Like, he defends his right, but preferred that he didn't protest the way that he did.
Did he have any other solutions on how he should protest?
I don't know.
I love those people too. He shouldn't do it that way. Any solutions?
So how? Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Give me some solutions.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember last time we discussed that. But he believes in his right to protest, doesn't think he's a bad guy, but just didn't care necessarily for it. When I brought up the story yesterday about the suits, he right away was like, wow, I've heard of that charity. That's an amazing charity because he can't get jobs without suits. There are people who fall in the middle ground who hear reasonable things and are like, yeah, I like that. That's really good. But those people are called good people who aren't racist. The other people are just racist. They don't want to hear anything he has to say, Ebro. He stood up for black people. They don't want to hear from him again. He's got an afro. Look at him. What is this? He wants to bring back the Black Panthers? Because that was terrible too. Black people trying to get rights in the 60s.
trying to feed their kids, give them breakfast in the morning. How dare they?
Why weren't they just happy with Jim Crow? Everything was going so great in the 60s. Make America great again.
If you go to Kaepernick7.com, it breaks down every single organization, the amount of money he's donated to, and what all the money goes to. I'm looking at here, a coalition for homeless.
My biggest problem with Colin has been
Foundation,
that we
Justice
don't.
League.
My biggest problem with Colin Kaepernick is that we don't know. I gotten to hear enough about how great the work that he does is. So I love that it's up on his website now, because when people are like, well,
It's been there.
Well, it's on the website, but I mean, for people who are stupid and not trying to look into it.
Yeah, well, now that Sports Illustrated wrote an article and
Well, it'll
somebody
start
saying
getting out there
terrorism,
more.
now he's getting the awards for the work. Take some time. You got to do the work.
People don't get it. They don't want to do it. They don't want to find out. They don't want to hear how great the stuff is that he does.